When the news first came that our uncle had collapsed, most people in the community thought it was just a normal sickness. But when they carried him home and stroke-tied his whole body, that was when his mouth started pouring out things nobody expected. At first, he was murmuring. People thought it was just the sickness talking. But then, in front of his wife, his children, and some elders, he began to confess. He said clearly that he was the one who tied down my family all these years. He admitted he had gone to several native doctors, using charms to block every blessing that tried to enter our home. He confessed about the birds. He said the strange ones that always perched on our roof at night were not ordinary, they were his messengers. He confessed about the animals too, how he used them as spies to watch us. He said his biggest fear was that my father's children would rise above his own, and that jealousy pushed him to do everything. The elders were shocked. His own wife cried bitterly. His children sat in silence. It was a shame too heavy for any family to carry. From that day, nobody in the community respected him again. People started pointing fingers, saying, so this man was the reason for all that family suffering. Even those who used to fear him began to insult him. Meanwhile, our family continued to rise. My sisters who had married into wealth were doing well. My brothers were now sending money home. My parents, who once lived in shame, were now respected. Kayameka, the last born, had become the talk of the community. People started calling her the chosen child. The more we rose, the more our uncle's life went down. His sickness grew worse. His children couldn't marry. His businesses crumbled completely. Even his close friends abandoned him. It was as if the evil he had planted had turned back to choke him. At one point, his cries and confessions became unbearable. Every night, he would scream in pain, shouting names of the people he went to for charms, shouting about the animals he sent, crying that spirits were tormenting him. Finally, the elders of the community held a meeting. They said his presence was bringing curses and shame, and that he had to be taken away. His own kinsmen carried him out of the house and left him in the forest, far away from people. That was where his story ended. People said wild animals killed him there. Some said it was spirits. Nobody really knew the full details. But one thing was clear, he didn't die a normal death. When the news reached us, my mother cried, but not because she pitied him. She cried because of the wasted years, the years of pain and suffering one man's jealousy had caused. My father only shook his head in silence. But Kayameka said something that I will never forget. She said, God used the foolishness of our uncle to show his power in this family. What he meant for evil became the reason people now know our God. And she was right. Today, our family name is the biggest in the whole community. Our story spread even beyond our town. People use us as an example when talking about how no power is greater than God. As for my uncle's family, his daughters remained unmarried, and his sons struggled endlessly. The same community that once respected him now tells his story as a warning about envy and wickedness. And whenever people talk about how everything turned around, they always mention one name, Kayameka, the last born, the child who refused to give up on God.